The things we do for content. Welcome back, you guys. Blade here, and we're going to be doing another video of 7DS Origins here, but utilizing our girl Elaine. Now, I did this video back in like April 10th or April 9th here, which was a little while ago, and I was like, you know what? We're eventually going to revisit this character because they are really good. And I mean, extremely good. And just at the time, I didn't have really the mats to go ahead and get up the character. I didn't have the mats to truly show off the unit, but now we do have that. So inside today's video, guys, you're going to see exactly her deal some crazy damage while also taking down Abyss GALAND. So if you guys do like it, be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and let's get straight into it. Now, back then, I did have this wand here, which was called the Black Flame Wings wand, but I ended up scrapping it. So today, I ended up remaking it, rolled it. It now has wind damage increase and crit damage, and boy, does it make a huge difference. This character, for a lot of you guys who do not know, is no stranger to hitting crits or crit damaging anything here, seeing that she not only fuels herself with crits themselves based on a wind burst, but also fuels herself with a ton of crit damage. Pair that with the triple crit damage trio over here, and she becomes an actual nuke. So it's kind of interesting to see how this character does go. I'm going to try to break this up in just, first of all, explaining how her kit does work, and then go into the actual fight for GALAND. Now, we do need to build up our ult gauge, so I'm probably going to do that off cam, or at least maybe I might do it on cam as well, just because it doesn't take that long anyways. But we got to try and explain this character first. So the one thing that you want to know about Elaine here herself is that she is no stranger to crits, as I said before. Her whole passive is if she goes ahead and she gets a wind burst, she gets critical chance by 33%. If she also is doing with her actual engraved gear, she's already given herself 7% extra crit chance, which is just allowing her to have a little bit more wiggle room than most DPSs, which is always great. Pair everything else just based on your regular stats that you get from weaponry and stuff like that, and you just get a lot of things that can deal a ton of damage. So checking out her skills here, everything is going to stem from her normal skill and her special attack. The normal skill being Razor Wind. Every time we hit a critical hit, we are able to increase our crit damage by 20% for 5 seconds up to 3 times, meaning this can go up to a max of 60% crit damage if done correctly. Then, of course, if you pair this with the special attack, if you're holding it in a stance formation near an enemy, every tick of that said attack damage is then going to decrease your normal skill cooldown, meaning you can go back to said Razor Wind, not only get more crit damage, but also get more damage overall. This is a really helpful set passive, or at least a whole helpful kit itself, allowing for Elaine to deal some destructive damage. With her combined ult, which we're going to be using today as well, you don't really need a burster in the team, so you're able to not only just take down your normal skill cooldown, but instantly burst as well, meaning you can take advantage of all of those buffs immediately, which is insanely nice. Now, currently my stats aren't too impressive, but they still do stand out quite a lot here. We have a decent bit of attack, nothing too crazy, 51% attack increase. Obviously, our crit chance is 47.44% with 167%, which the crit damage may not sound too impressive to you. But if we go ahead and use what we need to use here, which is going to be our Q, and then use our Q with our what's called Manny here as well, if we check out her stats, all of a sudden, instead of being that low amount, it's now at 227%. Add the extra 30% from at least our Slater as well, it would be 257%. And remember, if she crits on her Whirlwind, that is an extra 20%. So one hit obviously is 277. 2 hit is going to obviously get us to 297. And then 3 hits will get us to 307 or 317. I think it's 307 if I'm right, if I'm doing my math right. I'm pretty sure it's 317 though, because I'm doubting myself. But obviously, this makes her a very scary opponent versus some mobs here. So we're going to be showcasing this on off. I do have one potential in her. You don't need to have this one potential, though it does help you out because by using a tag skill, it increases our normal skill damage. So if you are swapping in, which you're normally going to be swapping in, obviously, your normal skill is going to do 50% more damage for 20 seconds. You don't need it. It's just something extra. Always nice to have, though. Now, the other characters that are going to be here, and ooh, I didn't know I had that, I will be placing that on here. But for the other characters that are going to be here as well, we have our Slater. Unfortunately, I still don't have that lovely axe that allows him to get the first hit off. So we're doing the first hit with our Manny here, which is going to make it so the enemy takes 20% extra damage. And then, of course, we have our Daisy, who is also going to be going ahead and giving us extra crit chance as well, while still allowing us to actually get the extra crit damage from her skills. Now, to do this showcase properly the way I want to start it off with, I would like to build up an ult gauge, so that's what we're going to go ahead and do. I don't think Mr. Red Demon is here because I think I killed him off camera just to test this all out here. So we're going to have to go to the more annoying one here to build up our ult gauge, and that is Mr. Frog here. So I didn't want to test it out on the overall bosses, mainly because they're automatically just way lower in defense. So I don't really want to do it that way. I want to try this on mainly the Abyss one, and they can clear it. They can actually clear pretty darn well, which is very nice to see something like that, because you would think the characters wouldn't be able to clear. You would think there would be something stupid going on, and you'd be wrong, because it actually does pretty darn well, which is pretty cool. Now I'm going to run from this because I think we almost have enough anyways. So let's do this one more time. We have nearly enough that I think we need, because I'm pretty sure we need to oh wait, I don't have attack skill. No wonder why I wasn't getting the magic charge. I think we have enough now. Yeah, we do. So we have enough for our combine ult. So now we got our combine ult. Let's go ahead and go against GALAND. Now this dude, she shreds. She actually does a decent bit of damage as long as we're able to keep him in that said area. The only problem is if he moves, then our damage kind of goes bye-bye unless we still have our burst up. So as long as we have the burst up, we're looking good, but it depends. So let's go ahead and pop this on off, bop, swap on in. And at this point, I'm going to use 1E, and then we're going to pop our ult, because this allows us to get off the burst as fast as possible. And as you can see, bop, bop, bop. And at this point, he's just going to try to run out of it, which, you know, that's fine. At this point in time, he already took a decent bit of damage. So as you can see, already the damage that we dealt was just way too much for this guy. Like, he's already taking way too much damage. It doesn't matter. We have him nearly at half. And this is just based on that one single burst factor, right? We didn't have to do anything crazy. We were just going in there, dealing whatever we can deal for the time being. Once you run out of your burst, obviously you want to go ahead and just set back up, which honestly isn't the worst of things here. You just got to reset up. Now, the only problem is this team is very much so squishy. You guys know, like I know, this team is incredibly squishy, especially if you're not planning on building them on out. And although I've built out a little bit of my Slater, we still have the squishiness of this team. So we still have to be very careful. So let's use this here. Pop this here. I'm trying to wait till the next time he does his GALAND's game, which should be in a couple seconds, actually. Let's go ahead and move this out of the way. And at this point in time, he should be doing GALAND's game. So boom. I'm going to go ahead and pop off our ult. He should hit the ground, so we do get that as well. Crit chance up. Boom, boom, boom. And then for here, let's move on around here. Get another hit in. And then we're just dealing damage, bro. We're dealing damage. And as you can tell, we're doing basic hits and he is getting melted. It's just crazy to see that the character themselves, if you want them to deal damage, you can deal damage. And as long as you have that lovely, lovely burst, it's possible. Now, of course, he's going to continue running away like a little coward, which, you know, it fits GALAND anyways. But obviously, we can see we're dealing a lot of damage. Now, this is not going to be a fast run or anything, but it is at least very cool to see that you don't have to deal with the, oh, I have to use this character in order to deal damage. No. You can actually clear with other units here themselves here, which is very freaking awesome. So I'm going to go ahead, swap back on through, because we need to make sure we're getting our ults back, because that is the thing. The burst is what allows this team to be so freaking good itself here. And we're just going to continue doing the same thing we're doing. He's going to most likely do GALAND's game again soon. But of course, he has to run. And I think, did we get hit by that? Yeah, we do. I couldn't get out in time, which does kind of suck there. But, you know, we can't really do much against that. GALAND's game is getting procced. We're going to go ahead and get slapped by this. Obviously, we're going to have to deal with it for a second. Boom, move out the way. Bonk. move this out the way, and then let's go ahead and get our ult on off here. So this point in time, he takes more damage. We're able to do whatever we want. It kind of sucks that he keeps jumping out of like our little ability, because then we can't do much about it. We just kind of have to let him run like he's just the coward he is. But then at this point, I can just go ahead and move, and I ended up messing up my E skill itself here, but we're still dealing some decent damage. Now, I hate that it did take us this long, because honestly, she can deal some nice damage here. The only problem is, since he kept running, you know, we didn't get everything we wanted to, which does cut this pretty darn close there. But still, decent damage for a character that you really don't see clearing a lot of content like this, which is pretty nice. I do like how we're able to at least deal some okay-ish type damage here. But unit herself, if you do want to heavily invest into the unit, you can make her deal even more damage. Like, we were already dealing some decent damage just on the crit damage that we had. And if we were able to keep him kind of locked down, it would be even better for this character. I do like using her. I'm probably going to try harder to make her a better set, because right now, let's be honest, it could be better. But I want to make her a better set here soon. And what I'm going to start doing is I'm probably going to make one of each of these gold weapons. And then we'll probably, like, if it's a DPS weapon, I'll re-roll it, or I'll roll it to actually fit that said DPS. You guys let me know how y'all feel about that down below in the comment section. Elaine DPS is honestly insanely awesome. She's a cool character to say the least here. And I think a lot of you guys are going to enjoy her if you do decide to build her. Pretty decent character. But with that out of the way, hopefully you enjoyed it, and peace on out.